This tender moment was born out of every parent's worst nightmare. Cody was a typical 20-year-old.
He liked to hang out with his friends, play video games. He had a girlfriend and she had a child and liked hanging out with them at the time.
Cody passed his driving test when he was 19. He also became an organ donor. A year later, his parents got a call saying he was a no-show for work. Eventually, they learned that Cody had been in a serious car accident.
And that's when they took us to the side and pronounced him brain dead.
Via the Life Bank organization, Cody's organs were donated to 6 recipients, including Gene.
I turned 50, and that was when I was diagnosed with a heart failure, and it was devastating. It changed everything. So I waited on the transplant list from that moment, which was 12 years prior to my receiving Cody's heart.
As a paramedic and CPR trainer, Gene understood the trauma Cody's family was going through.
When I had awakened from the surgery, I was asked almost immediately by those people that were in the recovery room, Gene, is it possible you might be able to write an anonymous letter to your donor's family? And I said, yeah, absolutely.
Life Bank doesn't allow you to have contact with the recipients or the donors' families until 6 months, and the only time that you can be in contact with them is through letters, and you can only use your first names. There is no last names or addresses.
Gene's transplant was so successful that 6 months after surgery, he signed up for a local 5K turkey trot.
The day before the race, I was in having a test for rejection of the heart. I walked in to have that test, and it was accomplished successfully, and everything was going good. And afterwards, I had an appointment with my cardiologist, and he goes, Gene, there's some folks out here I'd like for you to meet.
The guests were a TV news crew who interviewed Gene and put his story on air that night.
Val had watched it over at a friend of ours' house. She screenshotted it on her phone, brought it home, and I watched it. And I told, from the letter we had received from Gene, we pieced together that we thought it was him. So we called the news channel, and I told them, hey, I'm pretty positive that this is the guy that got my son's heart.
Through the news team, Cody's family got in touch with Gene and arranged to meet him at the turkey trot.
It was a little surreal at first, first of all, just to think that 6 months ago, he had just received our heart, or Cody's heart, and was going to be there, walking in this marathon. And then, to stop and think that it is Cody's heart, a little piece of him was still with us.
Hearing that heartbeat for the first time, I knew that that was Cody's heart. But then reality hits, and you know that it's in somebody else's body. But it gives you that rush of relief that, he's still there. He's still here. A part of him is still here. And he's a hero in more words than we can say, because he saved this man's life.
Since that first meeting, Cody's family and Gene have become firm friends. Gene continues to thrive and even did a 357-mile charity walk to the White House to mark the first anniversary of his transplant.
Cody's gift to me was the most precious gift I've ever received.